If you're under 30, there are 3 lessons about money that you need to prosper financially and not be substituted by artificial intelligence. Money Arata. We all have uncertainty about what the future holds, especially when it comes to our financial future. Will we be able to pay the bills, maintain our quality of life, and live comfortably until the end of our days? This uncertainty is even worse for those who are under 30. It is during this phase between the ages of 20 and 30 that most people move out of their parents' home and rent a place to live and try to become more independent. If this is your case, there are many challenges you need to face. The game has changed so much. You need to adapt. You can't play by the same rules that people used to a few years ago because the world has changed a lot in recent times. And that's why today you're going to discover 3 lessons about money for those who are under 30. These are essential lessons for anyone who wants to achieve financial independence and ensure a more peaceful future. To do this, you will need, number 1, to take advantage of your passion. Number 2, to develop the intelligence to be able to adapt to changes in the job market. And 3, to protect your savings. By following these 3 steps, you're going to be able to stand out in the market, survive the risk of automation in your job, and also achieve financial freedom and stability that you desire. Attention, this is not a financial service. Read the full disclaimer before proceeding. You need to strengthen your passion for what you do. This is the only way to become exceptionally good. We live in a time of great inequality. In recent history, we've never seen the rich earn so much money while the middle class suffers from salaries that are being eroded by inflation. It's becoming increasingly difficult for the average worker to make money. Now, I'm sure you've heard about how artificial intelligence is here and it's changing the nature of work. And indeed, as AI and automation advance, many employees live in fear of being replaced by machines, but I'll explain soon that's not exactly what's going to happen. This isn't the first time that technology has changed the nature of work. A few decades ago, industrial machines began to replace physical labor tasks, which led to a shift in the skills that were in demand. Workers who were able to adapt and develop new skills were able to survive and prosper in the face of the change. Others were not so fortunate, and then they became unemployed. So to ensure your financial prosperity, first and foremost, it is essential to develop skills that machines cannot replicate in the short term. And this includes jobs that involve creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, and interpersonal skills. Skills that will make you valuable to your employer and less likely to be replaced by a machine, at least in the short term. But how can you do that? You need to have a burning passion for your work. Passion is the element that will give you motivation, engagement, innovation, that will help you to stay on top of your profession. You can see the details of that in the episode number 244 of the Hello, Sage Arata series on how to be the best at what you do. For example, nowadays anyone can go and use an AI software and generate an image, type in a command such as make an image of a big tree on top of a hill at sunset. And in a matter of seconds the tree is ready. But this doesn't mean that the human component is no longer necessary. It is still necessary to have a qualified person to understand what is going to be the use of that image. Because depending on the project, if you just place this generic image, it's not going to be looking good. And it's hard to explain exactly what needs to be changed. Someone who masters other areas of knowledge to create a command with more specific parameters could be more valuable. For example, somebody typing something like make an image of a cedar of Lebanon using a lens of X many millimeters of focal distance of such aperture in the style of the photographer Ansel Adams. With this example now, I want to explain to you that you will not be replaced by a machine. You'll be replaced by another human being who will be able to use the machine better than you. Therefore, you have to be the human who has the ability to use the machine better than anyone else. The more enthusiasm you have for your work, the deeper you can go. And what can you do to find work that you love? Reflect on your interests and your passions. Take time to think about what you would like to do. What would you even do for free? What topics or activities interest you the most? What gets you so passionate that you forget that time is passing? Consider making a list of your interests and passions to help to narrow down your options. Knowing your passion, now you can look for ways to gain experience. Look for opportunities to work in your field of interest, be it through internships or volunteer work or part time jobs. This can help you to understand what a career is really like and will give you an idea if that job is indeed a good option for you. In these jobs, remember to do some good networking. Connect with people in your area of interest and look for opportunities to learn from them. Building a professional network can help you to get insights into different careers and make valuable connections that can accelerate your career. And all the time, seek continuous improvement. Many high paying careers require a university degree or some specialized training, but that is not enough. You need to keep improving to avoid being overtaken by someone else who can know how to use the machine better than you. So you need to invest in your intelligence. You have to develop your skills to adapt and improve. As artificial intelligence continues to advance and automate tasks, it becomes even more essential for professionals to have the ability to adapt and learn new skills. To survive and thrive in this changing landscape, we all need to be able to learn and improve our skills continuously. A key skill that can help us to do this is the ability to learn how to learn. This is to develop our intelligence. That's exactly what we do in the Intelligence Arata Academy training that is available at arata.se/intelligence. Developing our intelligence means being able to acquire and review new knowledge and skills effectively, to apply it all in practice. It also means being able to stay up to date with changes in the market and be open to new ideas and approaches. Developing intelligence is knowing how to use your brain optimally. Why is the ability to learn and refine our intelligence so crucial? Well, first of all, it helps us to escape the risks of automation. Many jobs will cease to exist. If you do something that can be done by a machine, your job is at risk. To remain relevant to the market and valuable to your employer, you need to be able to learn fast and continuously adapt. In addition to that, the ability to learn how to learn also helps us to take advantage of the opportunities that are being presented by artificial intelligence and automation. For example, instead of being replaced by a machine, we can figure out how to use artificial intelligence and automation to our advantage, finding new ways to optimize our work and be more efficient. So if you want to succeed in the face of increasing automation, it is crucial for you to develop your ability to learn how to learn. By continuing to improve your skills and being open to new ideas, you can increase your chances of survival and prosperity in this ever-changing world of work. It is not just about making money. You need to shield your wealth for the long term. Even if you cultivate your passion, you develop your intelligence, you secure your job, your financial future is still not guaranteed. Because of inflation, nowadays it is not enough to just know how to make money. You also need to know how to protect that money against the effects of inflation. Whenever there is an increase in a monetary base, this inflation favors the elites, and it harms all of those who depend on the wages to survive. We talked about this in the episode number 32 of the Money Arata series. You can see the details there, but for our conversation today, what you need to know is that it is essential to protect your money to ensure it does not lose purchasing power in the long run. When the money that you worked so hard to save loses value, you lose purchasing power. Even though your net worth is the same nominally, in practice, the money you have now can buy less. There are some ways to protect your wealth against the effects of inflation. You can buy gold, you can acquire real estate, you can invest in government bonds, you can invest in stocks, or you can be more sophisticated and leave part of your wealth in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a store of value that is immune to money dilution. Unlike government's traditional money, Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency with a limited supply. This means it cannot be diluted by central banks, making it a reliable store of value. There is no way to dilute Bitcoin simply because there is no central authority that can issue more units. The issuance of new Bitcoins follows pre-programmed rules, and these rules make the issuance more difficult as the maximum amount of Bitcoin that can be issued approaches the final limit of 21 million units. In addition to being immune to dilution, Bitcoin offers other benefits as a store of value. It can be easily transferred over the internet and stored digitally securely. In this sense, Bitcoin is even superior to gold as a store of value, as we discussed in the episode number 30 of the Money Arata series. So Bitcoin is an excellent option for you to protect part of your wealth against the effects of inflation. People under 30 years old who want to have a secure financial future need to learn 3 essential lessons. Make use of their passion, develop intelligence to be able to adapt to the job market, and also shield their savings. Now I want to talk more to those who are interested in developing their own intelligence to adapt to the future. Since you're here, you probably are in this group, so I want now to invite you to watch a special class from our Intelligence Arata Academy training by visiting the address arata.se/intelligence.